Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to This Just In. Thank you for joining me today. In this video, I'm going to give you an update on Cleanspark. It is looking really good on the chart right now, and I think there is some nice upside in the coming weeks. Also wanted to give you my thoughts on Bitcoin. It just broke all-time highs. History was made. It was beautiful. So I wanted to give you my thoughts on that, where I see it going for the rest of the year. We'll also give you an update on Mara, the other Bitcoin mining stock that we talk about. So let's jump right in. All right, guys, before we get started today, subscribe to the channel for me, hit the little bell so you get notified every time I post. There's also a link down in the top pinned comment to my Patreon account. Come over and join the family. We've got an awesome community. You'll get access to the private Discord where we talk stocks. You can communicate with me one-on-one. You'll also get access to all my trade setups. I do a lot of swing trading. I send out stocks that are setting up for a trade, that are on my watch list. Anytime I take a trade, I take profit, I stop out, anything like that. So you know exactly what I'm doing. You can learn what I, look for and learn how to identify them. There's also a ton of education over there. And then we've also got my long-term high conviction plays. So anytime I break down fundamentals, I send that out. Or anytime I make changes to my dollar cost average portfolio. You'll get a lot of value out of it, guys. We've had a lot of stocks, a lot of trades hitting all kinds of targets. So you should have no problem making your money back multiple times over again, especially if you follow along, you put the work in, and you learn and better yourself. I want to say real quick, guys, thank you so much for your support. You have no idea how much it means to me. I love you guys so much. Day one squad, I got mad love. Thank you. I do want to talk about something real quick before we jump in and talk about the Cleanspark stock, and I give you an update on that. Guys, the other day I was going through my channel email, and I got the first email that I've ever gotten on somebody asking me if I wanted to partner up to promote one of their, I'm just going to say it, garbage penny stocks. Like, guys, this is something that I have a huge issue with. They were offering me a few $1,000s, despite how small my channel is. They were offering me a few $1,000s to push some garbage penny stock. And I see way too many YouTubers doing this way too often. Guys, what I said to the guy was, I will look at it, but if I feel like it is trash, I will tell my audience that it is trash. So if you want me to look at it, I'll do it. I'll take the money and I will do the analysis on it. But if it's complete garbage, I'm not going to lie about it. Guys, I'm not going to sell out like that. I have a huge issue with that, and I think that's just absolutely despicable. I watch a couple YouTubers that make videos on promotion stocks all the time. Guys, these are stocks that have like 10,000 volume, less than that sometimes. When you pull up a daily chart and there is like little tiny dots where the stock wasn't even traded in an entire day, or it was traded 100 shares, don't trade that. That stuff is so garbage, guys. Like, you don't ever want to look at those stocks. The other thing is, when I told him that I would give him my honest analysis, he's like, no. And he sends me over a investor presentation. He's like, just follow the investor presentation, just like this. And then he sends me some videos of other YouTubers literally following the investor presentation identically and making it sound like this stock was so innovative and disruptive, and they were doing all these things and had an amazing share structure. And guys, that's so scandalous. Like, I promise you, when you have no liquidity like that, when you have stocks that don't get traded or they're so garbage like that, you're going to get wrecked eventually. The thing that drives me nuts is they'll go out and they'll reach out to all these different YouTubers that have a lot of subscribers, and they'll pay them thousands of dollars to make a video on these stocks. And of course, if you've got a stock that gets no volume and you've got 5, 6, 7, 8 YouTubers that have 100,000 subs, 500,000 subs, whatever it is, all make a video on it within a week, and more volume flows into it, it's going to make the stock go up, right? But then it's going to dump on its head when everybody's like done with it. And then you're going to get stuck not being able to sell it because no shares get traded or whatever. There's no liquidity. So I just wanted to bring that up, guys, because I want you to know that I will never sell out like that. If you watch YouTubers that make videos on those types of stocks, I think you should highly consider not doing that or not watching that guy, because that is so scandalous in my opinion. This channel is completely completely driven and funded by you, the family, the community, and I love you for that. I am going to start doing requests, $10 requests, where if you've got a stock or a ticker that you want me to look at, if you want me to break down the fundamentals or go over the chart, I will put a link down in the top pinned comment and the description for my tip link. Just, jump on there, do a $10 tip, tell me if you want me to look at the fundamentals or the chart or both. Obviously, I can't do like a full, deep 2-hour analysis on it, but I will do an overall look at the fundamentals. I will look at the chart for you, whatever you prefer, and I will make a video within within 24 hours of you sending the donation with a full analysis on that ticker symbol. If there's multiple people that request something at the same time, I will probably just make one longer video that I do, a couple of them in that video and give you my thoughts on if I would invest into it or where I see it going or what I think of the stock overall or the company. So if you want to support the stream, guys, that's the best way to do it, or joining the Patreon is absolutely the best way to do it. Not only will you get a ton of value out of it, you'll make money, but you'll also be able to support me and keep the community and the channel going. So I just wanted to say that, guys. Thank you. I've been so torn after I got that email because I have a really hard time, trying to make a video after something like that because I don't want to provide content that's bad. I don't want people to lose money. Too many people look up to these YouTubers and they don't realize what type of damage they're doing when they get people in those stocks and they lose money. And that's just something I'm not willing to do. I don't care if my channel doesn't grow like that or I make less money. I don't really care because I'm not going to damage my moral compass. So I just wanted to say that, but let's jump into the analysis. Let's take a look at Cleanspark and let me show you where I think it's going. All right, guys, so Cleanspark actually had a couple of catalysts over the last couple of weeks. This is a stock that I've made many videos on where I go much further in depth on the overall company and what they do. The reason why I'm making this video today, guys, is because it's doing really well over the last couple of weeks. And on the chart, it is setting up a very nice trade that I think can give us some really nice upside over the course of the next month or two. And Bitcoin has been doing very, very well. If you can see here, guys, this article came out yesterday. They just purchased 2,250 of the top line Antiminer S19J miners. But earlier in October, they actually purchased 4,500 additional miners as well. So this month alone, they've purchased like almost 7,000 miners that are set to be delivered within the next 12 months. In July of 2022 is when they'll all be delivered and installed. They did use some of their previous Bitcoin holdings to fund, partially the transaction, and they're going to continue to do that. As you guys can see here, they will be in and delivered by July 22nd or 2022. The company foresees sustainable Bitcoin mining capacity to increase by an additional 225 petahash. Guys, they are one of the only Bitcoin miners that have upwards of 95% sustainability or renewable energy powering their Bitcoin mining. Really cool stuff, how they're using their renewable energy part of the business. Their microgrids, the name is slipping me, their grid technology to power their Bitcoin mining facility. As Bitcoin's price goes up, obviously their previously mined Bitcoin goes up in value. Obviously, they install more miners, their, hash rate goes up so they can mine more. They're doing a lot of cool stuff with that Bitcoin mining facility. And I think that it is setting them up to use that, renewable technology for a lot of other miners in the future. Real quick, the miners that they purchased in the beginning of October, the 4,500, is set to increase their overall output by 45%. That's pretty insane, guys. They're almost doubling their mining output with just 4,500 additional, plus the 2,250 that wasn't considered or factored into that. That's a lot of hash rate. And within the next year, their hash rate, is going to go up tremendously and so much more output. I'm not going to lie to you guys. The fundamentals on this company are not very strong, especially over the last couple of years. They do have good, revenue growth, but they're not profitable. They don't have positive free cash flow as of yet, but their fundamentals have increased dramatically. They have looked a lot better over the last year, and they probably are going to continue to look a lot better as the Bitcoin price goes up and as more miners get installed. This is really cool right here, guys. Look at this. While currently the company operates around 10,000 total miners, they've got around 26,830 miners set to be delivered within the next 12 months. That is a massive amount of miners. So literally they are going from 10,000 to over 26,000 within the next 12 months. So they will have so much more, mining opportunity and so much more hash rate. So they'll be kicking out much more production. Real quick though, I did want to say, they will continue to use their Bitcoin holding for future purchases. So they'll probably continue to buy new miners and, swap out the old obsolete ones as time goes on. So something to look forward there too. Renewable is doing really well right now, guys. Solar, all of those type of things. Their microgrid technology, they're getting into the residential. So I think that this company will have continued catalyst moving forward. And with the rotation back into risk on and growth, they could do very well, guys. So let's jump in and take a look at the chart. This is the main reason I wanted to make this video, because I think there's a lot of upside still to come in the coming months. As you can see here, and we've made videos about this, we've looked at this chart before. Real nice bullish bat pattern, guys. Comes down right below the inflection point where the stock gapped under, tried to have the spring, the back test of the spring, and couldn't quite hold, but it then broke above it again. If you notice locally, this little kind of double bottom with the second low higher than that first low, that little subtle higher low is really important, really, really crucial. You had the gap down, you sprung, couldn't hold, broke it, but didn't make the same low. You made a little bit of a higher low before moving much higher. Guys, this is a pretty major inflection point that goes back historically, a wick high from back here in December 2019, all of these lows, and then that far back low clear back in 2014. And you can see historical price action correlation above this level. Anytime it back tests it, it runs straight to $32 like that. So now that we're above it, obviously, guys, it's kind of hard to take a trade when you're this far off the pattern completion zone because you want to have a minimum of a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So you typically want to try to take these stocks right around the inflection zone when it breaks it and back tests it like it did, back there on the 13th of October. However, you're pretty far off, but you do have this one level right here with this wick low right here back in March 5th. And then you also had this little congestion area where you broke the inflection point, you ran up, got rejected, kind of consolidated right there today over the next couple of days trying to test it. Once you finally broke it, you ran straight to that $32 at least and much higher. Then you came back, ended up back testing it, ran back up to $32 before falling back down in the correction that lasted, for a few months starting in like February and March of this year. So now that you're above that, what you could potentially do is you could wait till it breaks this, $17.88 level, get a nice back test. That would give the 200-day moving average some time to kind of start pointing back upwards. So if you broke it, back tested it, then what you could do is you could set your stop loss right underneath this little congestion area, right at this high from back here in September 2020 on the 21st of September. So you could set your stop loss right above this high, like right around this area here. That would still set you up for probably a 3-to-1 on your first target, but absolutely on your second target. So these areas down here are where you want it, obviously, and you may get another test where it comes all the way back down to test the top of the zone. However, if you do not, it's all about the follow through price action, guys. Now that we got rejected at this level today, you want to see what happens over the next couple of days. If you get bearish price action, it starts to trade back down and head towards that inflection zone, then just wait till you get a test, see if it reverses, and then you can make your entry where you really want it down here. If not, and you get just super bullish price action over the next couple of days, and you get clear signals, you're over the 200-day moving average, everything's moving forward, then you can take it. You can put your stop loss down here. That's still going to give you a nice risk to reward. Your first target up there at $23.77 at the B point. Second target up there at $30.65, which is some, pretty significant levels historically. And then third target up there at $40.19. So still a lot of upside in the coming weeks if Bitcoin continues to do well, if renewable energy continues to do well, and I think it will. Your oscillators look great. You are pretty extended right now, about 76 on your relative strength index, which is one of the highest levels that you've seen since clear back here in January. So, but you can see that it goes much higher than that, upwards of 90. So you got to think, if this thing comes back tests the top of the bullish control zone, it could absolutely run straight back up to 90. And if it does that, you could see way higher prices on this asset. You could also see it break it, back test it for a couple of days, let the oscillators reset before continuing to move much higher. So definitely watch this, guys. I think Cleanspark looks really good. You've got a long-term uptrend, the harmonic, the double bottom, really nice stuff. I already own the stock, so I'm not going to take any other additional entries, but if you don't own it, look for an entry around these levels down here. Once it gets above that level and you're pretty far above that, I wouldn't mess with it. I would move on and find something else. Real quick, though, I want to give you an update on Mara because we did hit that target of the trade setup. If you remember in the last video I made on Mara, we were talking and identifying the double bottom, which is pretty crazy how much confluence is up here, guys. We had the measured move that puts you up here at the, I think it was a candle high close back here. Yep, candle high close from clear back there in 2015 that the measured move was confluent with. We also had the pattern completion zone of the bearish bat pattern that was in development. And then we also had the bearish AB equals CD pattern that was forming once we had that pullback. So that was when it came back to test the 200-day moving average. That wasn't, this bearish ABCD pattern was not even there when we made the last video. But now that we have hit that target up here at the, $53 level, I have taken half of my position off of the table. I've set a stop loss, right down here above this previous high right back here in September, because if it breaks that, then you don't want to see it go much lower than that. You could obviously you come all the way back down and retest the $37 level and still make a higher low than the previous low. But I just think if you break down past 45, you're going to see, 37. And I just would rather take all of my position off the table at that point, lock in my profit and move on, watch it, to wait until another trade setup or opportunity presents itself rather than, stay in it till it falls back down. Because if it breaks 37, then it's going back to 26. So really nice trade setup though, guys. A lot of upside. Once we broke that level, I thought we were, in trouble. But once we tested that 200-day moving average and got that reaction, I was pretty excited about it. So really strong asset, guys. Mara could see much higher prices, over the next couple of months if everything continues to play out. But obviously after this big of a reaction, you're probably going to get a little bit of a drawdown right here. But if you break $50, guys, that 49.54, you could see some much lower prices. So that's why I got a stop set right below that. So if you own it, take your profit, guys. The stock market does not reward traders that leave money on the table. You got to take profit at profit-taking levels, because if you don't think that all those other traders in the world know right here is the area to take profit, you're crazy. You got to take it at an 886. These are also deep value areas for short positions. So anytime you've got shorts out there, they want to take their trade right here versus, down here. So you've already got some reaction at that, harmonic level, the pattern completion zone. Just keep an eye on it. Last thing I want to give you an update on is Bitcoin. Guys, this thing has been going so insane. Yesterday, we hit all-time highs, highest prices Bitcoin has ever hit. We made history. It was absolutely incredible. Ever since July, when that rally started on July 21st, it has been going insane. Honestly violated the bearish AB equals CD pattern that the C to D leg was in development, blew right past it, and is breaking up into all-time highs. I thought we were going to be able to hold that level of the all-time candle high close, but it looks like we are breaking it. A little bit, but we've got 5 hours until the candle closes today. So, we absolutely could see it, reclaim some ground, get back above it and close above that, 63.7, which is where we really want to see it close over. If it doesn't, we at least want it to maintain this initial candle high close from back in March. But I think the one thing that I want to point out, this is much more important, guys, the big structure on the weekly. This is really the pattern that we want to play, that we want to play out all the way up there at $87,000, which I absolutely think that's where Bitcoin could be going over the course of the next couple of months. Obviously, if it pulls back right here, guys, you can't be mad about it. It's been on an insane rally for the last couple of weeks. But I think ultimately, you could see it come back to even test that $58,000 level. I would be totally fine with that. Let it catch a breath again before running to much higher prices. As long as it doesn't fall back down here below the C point, this structure is still in development. So you could see it run all the way back down, make a higher low than the previous discernible high before running to the pattern completion zone. I don't think it's going to do that by any means, but overall, guys, 87,000 is absolutely where we want to see this thing, and I think it could do that over the next year. And I think if it does do that, Mara, Bitcoin, or excuse me, Cleanspark and Bit Digital, all those miners will do very, very well. So that's it for today, guys. Let me know down in the comments if you own Bitcoin or what you think about my Cleanspark analysis. If you've got any stocks that you want me to look at, send over the $10 tip. I'll put the link down in the pinned comment and the description. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a licensed stockbroker. Always do your own research and due diligence. Don't just take my word for it. Come join us at the Patreon, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.